Finally, archaeologists discovered who really built the pyramids. This will shock you. For thousands of years, this has been one of the greatest mysteries in the world. How were the pyramids built so deep in the Egyptian desert? Now, scientists say they might finally have the answer. They found evidence that the Nile once flowed right through this area, but dried up long ago. In Giza, Egypt, 2.3 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons, were stacked to form the Great Pyramid, rising 481 feet into the desert sky. For centuries, we've been told that Bronze Age workers, using simple copper tools, managed to complete this incredible monument in just 20 years. But here's the problem. There is no solid evidence that Pharaoh Khufu actually built it. Think about it. The ancient Egyptians documented everything: food, daily life, religious ceremonies, even taxes. But when it comes to the greatest architectural achievement of their entire civilization, there are no construction records, no drawings, no inscriptions from that time. Nothing. That alone raises some serious questions no one seems willing to answer. Let me paint a clearer picture. The Great Pyramid is one of the most precise structures ever built. It's aligned to true north with unbelievable accuracy, within a fraction of a degree. The base is almost perfectly level, less than an inch of variation across 13 acres. Even today, with GPS and laser technology, achieving this level of precision would be an enormous challenge. Researcher Christopher Dunn studied the granite blocks inside the King's chamber and found signs of high-speed drilling, perfectly rounded holes, and tool marks that suggest advanced machinery. Definitely not something you'd expect from the Bronze Age. His findings caused a storm in the archaeology community, but things get even stranger. In 2019, a team of researchers tried to recreate pyramid building using only tools available around 2500 BC: copper chisels, wooden sleds, and ropes. The results? Total failure. Their chisels dulled in minutes, they could barely scratch granite, and after days of effort, they couldn't even come close to what we see inside the pyramids. And the mysteries don't stop there. Think about it. Thousands of workers cutting and placing multi-ton blocks inside the dark chambers of the pyramid. How did they see? School books will tell you they used torches or oil lamps. But here's the kicker. There's no soot, no burn marks, no carbon residue anywhere inside. The walls and ceilings are clean, even after careful modern inspection. Egyptologist Dr. Sarah Mitchell admitted this is extremely unusual. Some have suggested mirrors to reflect sunlight deep inside, but the logistics of that are nearly impossible. So how did they light their way? And why does mainstream archaeology avoid these questions? Maybe the real key to solving this ancient riddle isn't inside the pyramids at all, but right in front of them, the Great Sphinx of Giza. According to official history, it was carved around 2500 BC, during Pharaoh Khufu's reign. But what if that's not true? What if the Sphinx is far, far older than we've been told? In the 1990s, geologist Dr. Robert Schoch studied the erosion patterns on the Sphinx and made a groundbreaking claim. The deep, rounded weathering marks weren't caused by wind and sand, but by heavy rainfall. That's shocking because Egypt hasn't had that kind of climate since at least 7000 BC if the Sphinx shows signs of water erosion. Then, it must have been standing long before dynastic Egypt even existed. At least 9,000 years old, twice as old as the official timeline suggests. If that's true, then who built it? And if there was an advanced civilization here before written history, what else did they build? For decades, hidden chambers and sealed passages have been detected inside the Great Pyramid. But instead of opening them, officials have repeatedly shut down investigations. Why? In 1993, engineer Rudolf Gantenbrink sent a robot into a narrow shaft inside the Great Pyramid. What it found was astonishing: a limestone door with copper handles, clearly designed to seal something off. But before Gantenbrink could continue, Egyptian authorities revoked his access. The door remained untouched for 9 years. Then, in 2002, when National Geographic finally drilled a small hole through it, they discovered another stone door behind it, and the mystery continues. The second door was never opened. Every request to investigate further was denied. Then, in 2017, scientists discovered a massive hidden void above the Grand Gallery inside the Great Pyramid. It's about 30 meters long, completely sealed, and has no known entry points. Despite the global excitement, no one has ever been allowed to physically explore it. Egyptian authorities blame security concerns, but some researchers have admitted, from personal experience, I can tell you there are discoveries that will never see the light of day. Artifacts vanish, and findings get buried under layers of bureaucracy. So what exactly are they hiding? And more importantly, why? To understand why so many pyramid secrets remain locked away, you need to know about one man, Dr. Zahi Hawass. For over 30 years, he was the face of Egyptian Archaeology Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, Minister of Antiquities, the man in charge of everything. But critics say he acted less like a scientist and more like a gatekeeper, shutting down any research that didn't fit the official story. According to Hawass, these theories have no scientific basis. The pyramids were built by the ancient Egyptians, period. When Gantenbrink discovered the mysterious hidden door, Hawass stopped the research. When geologists presented evidence that the Sphinx might be far older than we thought, Hawass dismissed it. When engineers pointed out the impossible precision of the pyramids, Hawass ignored them. Independent researchers say this isn't about following the evidence anymore, it's about protecting the narrative. But science doesn't work that way, and truth doesn't work that way either. So the big question is this just academic conservatism, or something much deeper? Because if the evidence really points to something extraordinary, something that could rewrite human history, then why hide it? Think about this. The 3 pyramids of Giza line up perfectly with Orion's belt, but not as it looked in 2500 BC, rather as it appeared in 10,500 BC, during the same period when Egypt's climate was wet enough to cause water erosion on the Sphinx. Could it be that ancient Egypt is far older than we've been told? Even suggesting this shakes the academic world to its core. Researcher Robert Boval argued that the alignment is far too precise to be coincidence. Whoever designed Giza had advanced astronomical knowledge and encoded it in stone to mark a specific date, 10,500 BC, and around the world we find similar anomalies. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, an advanced stone temple built in 9600 BC, supposedly by hunter-gatherers. The Assyrian at Abydos megalithic stone works so advanced it defies conventional dating. The pattern is clear: advanced technology without historical context, engineering feats with no clear authors, astronomical calculations that don't fit the accepted timeline. And all of it points to one impossible conclusion: there was a highly advanced civilization before recorded history. They built monuments that survived natural disasters, climate shifts, and thousands of years of erosion. And then, they disappeared. If this evidence is real, and it is, then why the resistance? Why all the secrecy? The answer is both complicated and unsettling. Acknowledging a pre-dynastic advanced civilization doesn't just challenge the timeline, it threatens entire institutions. For Egypt, it could undermine cultural pride and disrupt an economy fueled by billions in tourism. For the scientific community, it would mean admitting centuries of mistakes, rethinking entire disciplines, and even destroying careers built on the old model. Whistleblowers claim they've seen researchers blacklisted for asking the wrong questions. Projects that challenged the orthodoxy lost funding. Evidence mysteriously vanished from official records. But true science demands the opposite. When evidence contradicts theory, the theory must change, not the evidence. Truth doesn't disappear just because it's ignored. It remains carved in stone, sealed in chambers, buried in forgotten timelines. But something is shifting. The old gatekeepers are losing control of the narrative. Millions of people around the world are questioning official history. Independent researchers are using crowdfunding to bypass academic censorship. New technologies are allowing discoveries that were once impossible. In 2023, alternative history documentaries racked up over 50 million views. Public pressure for transparency is growing. As Graham Hancock put it, we are witnessing the democratization of knowledge. The old guard can no longer control the flow of information. From Reddit discussions to TikTok videos, from podcasts to documentaries, people everywhere are demanding answers. We're at a crossroads. The evidence is there. The technology is there. Public demand is there. Those sealed chambers inside the Great Pyramid might hold artifacts, texts, or technologies that could completely rewrite human history. The precision of the design points to knowledge we've forgotten. The astronomical alignments reveal a deep understanding of the cosmos. The real question isn't can we find the truth, but do we have the courage to face what it will mean? So, who really built the pyramids? The answer lies behind those sealed doors, in those hidden chambers, under layers of academic resistance and institutional denial. But truth has a power of its own, and one day, this shocking truth that could change history forever will not stay buried. The question is no longer who built the pyramids. The question is, are we ready for the answer?